and welcome to Kump.
Hello.
Hello, Lucie.
Hi.
What's so funny?
Your hello was really guttural today.
I'm a guttural man. I have a guttural view of the world. You know, I'm a very visceral creature. What's that thing, that octopus around the world? Is that anti-Semitism? Or is that the New World Order? But,
wait, I think that is an anti-Semitic thing.
yeah, it might be. But, like, that's how I feel about, well, is that wrong? Is that wrong what I said? I think that's just a New World Order thing.
No, there's a whole Star of David over it and everything.
Jeez.
The octopus looks...
Should we start over?
No. I think you should have to live with this. I mean, the octopus is kind of cute.
I mean, I don't we shouldn't be drawing attention to anti...
The octopus could be a Rocco's Modern Life character.
Well, it's not. It's part of the anti-Semitic, conspiracy theory that fueled the Holocaust. So, I don't know. We're going to demonetize this episode. Strap in. Oh.
Let's get out of that.
You're afraid that people are going to find your laptop at the coffee shop and go, no, I just appreciate the artwork. We're not even going to show it on the. I'm not putting it on the video. I think it's wrong to spread those things. Welcome to the show. This is over a redo. We had a false start with this because I was trying to do the episode yesterday and I felt like it wasn't sharp, and then I realized once we stopped that my lungs hurt. I was coming down with something, and I was telling you this, and you kind of described you
kind of implied that you had felt a lump in your lung area.
Well, look, I said something like I had a lump in my lung, or I felt something in my lung, but that's not like you don't feel a lump in your lung. I just had like a wound, like when you get like a respiratory infection. So I wisely took a nap and drank some plain seltzer. And now I'm fine. I treated myself to The Godfather. I watched The Godfather for the first time in many years. And then this morning I watched all of Godfather 2. And I got to say, I'm not impressed. I'm not gonna say it's like dog shit. Like it's like a shit movie.
I would hope that you wouldn't say that two of the most respected movies of all time are dog shit.
They're not mediocre even, but they're not. I don't think they're great. I don't understand. I don't like a wild take, but like why these movies? Like you tell me what about The Godfather, off the top of your head? Why is The Godfather a great film?
Well, I think it's great storytelling. Michael Corleone is a very well constructed character. It arguably invented the whole like cinematic kind of mythology of the mob. There
was Mafia movies before where there was Jim Cagney and he's like, "Oh, you dirty rat! Oh, you dirty rat!" Right? "Oh, you dirty rat!" I mean, like, yeah,
but it was kind of cartoonish before, like.
Here's what I think. I think it's supposed to be this fucking tale of stupid Pacino's character, who I love. I love him in Dog Day Afternoon. I love him in Serpico. But in this movie, he's sitting there going, "I'm a Marine boy. Wow." Hell no. What, you gonna kill a cop? A dirty cop who steals and gets in the drug trade? That would be a good story, wouldn't it, Robert Duvall? It might be, yeah. I mean, like, when this guy becomes like the deep killer, the fucking the deep the 4D chess of the Italian Americans. Just they're playing both sides, and I'm dunking here and getting abortions here, all over the place. Doesn't make any sense. Like it's. Let me rephrase. It's as if. Like, he's just, it's like when you're watching, like, a movie, right? Where, like, Jack Bauer on 24, and he's just, like, whipping out his gun and shooting people like it's nothing, right?
Right.
But, like, there's no build to it. Like, Breaking Bad's a goofy show to me, but at least there's a build to it. At least he's, like, gradually getting into it. But The Godfather, he's just, like, smart from the beginning. He's just smart.
Yeah, he's a savant.
I don't like it. I think he should gradually learn to like I mean, yeah, he shoots the guy in the Italian restaurant while they're eating spaghetti like pigs, like two pigs eating veal and spaghetti. But it doesn't make any. I don't know. And the Godfather 2 is like, oh, he kills Fredo. He's such a bad guy. But like, what's he really doing? What's he really doing? His brother tried to kill him, and he comes back over the top.
I mean, you weren't moved by Marlon Brando's performance in one?
It did nothing for me.
When he dies in the garden and his grandkid's trying to water him?
He's trying to trick his grandson to think he's got a vampire mouth because he's got like an orange in his mouth. And, it's, hey, little Antonio, I'm sorry. And he croaks, and the kid doesn't believe him because he just tried to trick him and think he was a vampire. It did inspire me to. I want to remake these movies and play the main characters.
Just play all of them.
Some of them, a selection
like,
of them.
Peter Sellers style.
Yeah, well, he's not like every character, but he's like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, hey, why don't you get me? You used to be my Italian wife or girlfriend.
Yeah, you'd be the consigliere.
I guess. I mean, I'm the consigliere.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that makes sense. But,
Right.
but I'm the consigliere. Just call it, make a movie called The Consigliere. That's not enough. That gets enough attention. I'm just a guy giving advice. You do. Hey, why don't you try cleaning your balls with charcoal? It actually exfoliates the balls. And then Don is just like, what? I'm trying to figure out how to whack this guy. You should eat some antioxidants. What? You should eat more fiber in your diet. Ever think about doing keto? Keto Mafia. No, but like I'd be the consigliere, you'd be the mafia wife, and I'm just like, hey, when you go to the store, can you get me some of the cheeses, the Parmesan cheeses?
Yes, consigliere, yeah.
And the Parmesan cheese and the provolone cheese and the nice hard salamis.
This is what you think these people do. Yeah. They make extended grocery lists.
Oh, and those capers, the good capers from down in Tuscany.
Okay, those are expensive, but I'll pick them up.
We're in the Mafia. We can afford it. This is Godfather 4, I guess, or Godfather rebooted. But then it evolves, right? Like, hey, this is how you do gradation, by the way. You don't just show up ready to like assassinate 6 people at once. Mm-hmm. That's all he does in The Godfather. He just like has like, well, why don't we just whack everyone at once? Oh, genius. Oh, genius. You just whacked everyone at once. That's the whole plot of The Godfather. What it's like, oh, how do we figure out the war and like, negotiate and like trick people? It's like, hey, what if we just whack everyone all at once? I'll have the christening, but then we kill Banzini at the steps, and then the other guy in the rolling door, and the other guy at the barbershop, and the other guy in that building, in the elevator, all at once. Genius. Stupid film. Yeah, back to my film.
You want something more grounded.
Just something, like it's actually a plot.
Just a 2-hour movie of a guy asking his wife to pick up salami and cheese.
Pick up that nice salami with the peppers and the onions inside of it. Pick up those peppers. You know what peppers I like?
Yeah, I got it. That's going on the list.
You know the capicola ham?
Gabagool, yeah.
Capicola. Also, there's Dutch cookies that I like. See if they have the Dutch cookies that I like.
I don't think we've ever eaten Dutch cookies.
I love Dutch cookies. Also, what about that Spanish jelly bread?
All right, now you're just making things
No,
up.
I had
That doesn't exist.
Spanish jelly bread once. It was delicious. Also, can you give me water meat?
Water meat?
Water meat.
What do you mean, consigliere?
Give me that water meat that I like. It's like, the flounders and the salmon.
Wait, you're talking about fish?
See, consigliere.
Look, it could be a really it could be groundbreaking.
I think this is the new model for the Mafia. The Sopranos did their thing. I'm gonna do my thing.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a lot of what else is good? Italy. Give me some tuna fish.
The tuna fish is amazing in Italy.
I mean, honestly, if you go to Italy, can you get a tuna fish sandwich?
I'm
what
sure
the
you can.
fuck are these people doing? Why would we make a Mafia film at the time they were had COVID?
I think we should make this film of yours.
It's called The Consigliere.
It's called The Consigliere. I also think that we should make it just a doll of you.
A doll?
A doll, like it was like Woody from Toy Story.
What's it say?
I think people would like a Ray doll.
What's it do? Does it say stuff?
I don't know. You pull a string or you squeeze it.
Squeeze it? Like fart? Like
Yeah.
I just dump shit all over the place?
You shit yourself and you say, I've got a lump on my lung.
Yeah, I mean, would people buy this?
I think they would.
How do we build a doll? How do we get this made? Is there like a look up look up custom doll makers?
I think our dolls should just be made out of meat.
That's not a doll. It's just meat. What are you talking about?
Use different kinds of meat.
We're like lacquered.
All right, let's check out one of these Etsy custom doll makers.
These all look like children's dolls.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, they just make a doll that looks like you? That's freakish.
That's what we were trying to do.
Yeah, but just random people.
Oh yeah, no, not major media celebrities like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Look, it's a wild take, but I think the Godfather just had no. I don't know. I'm supposed to be like, oh, his wife had an abortion. Oh, he killed Fredo, and I feel nothing.
Yeah. No, I understand. Like, yeah, you just couldn't. Like, you're a person who's hard to move.
I guess.
With art.
Yeah.
Which is why it's so fucking weird. Like the like torrent of emotion you experienced when we were watching Short Circuit.
Short Circuit 2.
Short Circuit 2.
Don't try to friggin' bring this up and then the fame. I'm gonna start crying over Steve Gutenberg. All right, and Ali Sheedy. All right, but we watched Short Circuit 2. That's what we talking about. We watched Short Circuit 2. We watched both of them, but I was moved by Short Circuit 2.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
I forget what part was it when you started crying?
Because they thought so Short Circuit is a story of a military robot who gets struck by lightning and becomes alive.
Yes.
And he changes his name to Johnny Five.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Johnny Five. Look, he's a fun character and he's zany. They try to sell him on the black market in Short Circuit 2. Michael McKean, the guy who played Lenny or Squiggy, I don't remember which. And these art critics think he ends up in a park next to a bunch of sculptures or in some gallery, and these art critics say look at him, he's repulsive. And then he goes to a church to confess to a priest to look for guidance, spiritual guidance, and his priest treats him like a machine, like an animal, and says, "Get out of here, you don't have a soul."
He thinks someone's spying on him.
And I'm sorry, I started crying.
Yeah, you started crying. I feel like this has to be some kind of window into your psyche somehow, like where it's.
What,
like,
I think I'm a machine?
Maybe you feel, or maybe when you were younger, you felt alienated.
I mean, sometimes.
Who
doesn't feel alienated from time to time? Why don't we play the trailer for Short Circuit 2? I feel like we're getting ahead of, you're trying to make me into some basket case, but if people saw the trailer, I think it would be it help explain. Cause I'm not just crying over I guess that one.
This is the urban city. Some are calling it a pot building with people, but not all these pots here are people.
Human porcupines. Smile! What is that?
What is what?
That!
Okay, well, this is not really conveying.
This is the movie
This is not the right.
that got some tears out of you.
Wait, hold on. Go to the next one. This is not the right trailer. This one is just.
This seems like a normal trailer from the 80s.
No, it's too narrated. It's narrated by the actor. Those are never good. It's narrated by the racist actor Fisher Stevens.
Some say he's nuts.
There we go.
Some say he's bolts.
And some say he's
Everyone
bolts.
agrees he's America's most electric leading man.
Lucie and Holmes.
He's
The all-new Johnny 5. Just look at these items. Increased memory, 500 megabytes online. I come with a utility pack. Dozens of gadgets for outdoor living. Lots of green pea stickers and even my own Nike swoosh.
now he's back and haywired for laughs in his newest motion picture adventure, Short Circuit 2.
They
Minutes all the time. Keep your eye on the red card. Red card. Get away from me. Can't you bother me?
So keep your eye on the...
all right. Well, look, they're not going to show the emotional parts in the trailer. They're not going to like the music, the soft piano music. Yeah, it's a fun. You act like you didn't get turned on at the end when they're playing that song. when they play that song, when they beat, because at a certain point in the movie they beat him half to death.
Yes.
And brutalize him.
And battery fluid that looks very much like blood comes spraying out.
We
of him.
discussed this, I think, on an earlier episode because I tried to get you to watch this a long time ago, not a year ago.
Sure.
And but I made the mistake of I don't think it was a mistake. We watched Short Circuit 1. It didn't move me at all, right?
Yeah.
But we hadn't seen Short Circuit 1 yet, and so when you first see Johnny 5 in the movie, you start losing your mind. You're like, what is this? Because like it starts out with a bunch of little robots. This nice little scene where like little like toys that Fisher Stevens is building are just roaming around the shopping center.
I thought, look, the movie gives you the impression, especially if you haven't seen 1, it gives you the impression that it's going to be about Fisher Stevens chasing around all these little robots.
You thought it was going to be chasing around little robots? The whole
Yeah, like
movie?
they're going to start, doing their own thing.
Oh.
And, and then big fat Johnny comes spilling out of the box. And I'm like, I don't know who this is. I have no attachment to this
But you have no attachment to little robots. Well, I mean, it was like 5 minutes into the film.
You do get an attachment to the little robots because you see them wandering around the mall in the beginning.
Look at the women's skirts.
Yeah, doing upskirts.
Yeah. I built these robots to do upskirts. So anyway, yeah, so short circuit. I loved it. I think Short Circuit 2 is phenomenal. I'm sorry that, I think The Godfather is just drivel. It is. I mean, look, Godfather is like very much like okay, motion killing and it's just King Lear. Short Circuit 2 is unique. All right? It's a story of man and machine coming to life, fighting the odds for love and money.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy how like Johnny 5 is cute.
Yeah.
It took me a minute to get on board with him, but it does seem like those big round eyes pretty much make anything.
Look, that's
lovable.
why you put anime as a thing, because people, anime could be like, just two rats fucking each other, but you put big round eyes on, it's a Disney movie. That's what Ratatouille is about. A rat cooking food for people, but they make his eyes big. I mean, if you saw Ratatouille in real life, you'd cut him with a knife. You'd butcher him like the fatted calf of Rome, and I whatever. C'est la vie. So I'm waiting for the Godfather takes now. Oh, Kump, you're so dumb. Godfather 1 is the best movie. Apocalypse Now was so much better.
I agree with that.
And Short
yeah.
Circuit 2.
Look, Short Circuit 2 is very charming. I don't know if it's as good as The Godfather.
That's your white privilege talking. And Frank. That's the story. It's a segue I'm doing.
That's a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. Anne Frank has been labeled as a white privileged terrorist or something.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
She's been exposed for the slob that she is.
For not doing the 8 minutes chant.
Yeah, she didn't retweet the I can't breathe thing.
She didn't retweet George Floyd. Whatever you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
To get street cred. But look, does Anne Frank have white privilege? Is that a fact? Or is that just something people are shooting them out? I mean, it's possible. I mean, what did Anne Frank ever do anything for black people?
That's a good question. I
Black
don't think there's
people
a record
were
of it.
suffering at the time.
That's true.
It's not like we invented black problems 20 years after the Holocaust. So I mean,
Right.
does her diary? First of all, does her diary just start with the Holocaust?
I think it starts when her family's moved to Amsterdam or something. I think that's where she was.
I know very little about this person.
You know what? I don't know if I've ever read the full diary.
I've read it as a kid.
I remember reading some of it at least.
I definitely was told to read it, and I read some. I think I read it for they gave it to you on summer vacation. And here, go read about the Holocaust when you're 8 or 10, whatever. And also, I had to read Jurassic World for some reason. The second Jurassic Park book.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Well, I think I had to pick a book, maybe, and they let me pick one, so I picked Jurassic World.
That's a good beach read.
I didn't go to the beach at that point in my life. I don't like reading on the beach. It's sand, and I'm just worried about getting sunburned. I need a nice fucking cocoon. I need to be fucking drunk. Anyway, point is, what?
You need to be drunk to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to be drunk to buy books. I read very little anymore. I need to be pretty drunk, and then I'll start reading a book and then just never finish it.
You know, I find that I actually have a higher emotional response to books when I've smoked weed.
Sure.
I remember, and also just random things. I remember one time we were laying in bed and I was reading this article that was essentially this writer complaining because I guess Terry Gilliam had been canceled or something.
Really?
Yeah, I forget what for, but it was but the writer was saying this is so unfair. The cancel culture being directed at Terry Gilliam is really unfair. And I actually started I started to tear up a little bit, and I'm not sure why. It just made me very emotional.
Is Terry Gilliam?
I just started thinking about how old Terry Gilliam is, and for some reason, for me, that translated into him being vulnerable.
Wow.
And
who else is old? Jimmy Savile. Very old man. Molested a lot of children. But I guess he's vulnerable. Those kids took advantage of him. Yeah. My point being, though, what were we talking about? Anne Frank. So
the pig.
Well, come on. I mean, look, she has blinders on because I don't know. I mean, who is worse than Anne Frank? Is anyone worse than Anne Frank? No, I don't know. I don't even know what this is about. I just brought up Anne Frank. I don't think she had white privilege. I think if she did,
I don't think so.
I think it was negated by the brutal Holocaust.
I think so. I think she should maybe get a pass on the white privilege thing, especially since I was seeing some of people's arguments for her having white privilege, and one person was saying yeah, white minorities had it hard, but if you were a Jew, you could pretend not to be. You can't pretend not to be black in America, and it's okay, that would be. You would have some point if the Nazis didn't
I mean,
put a lot of effort into finding out who was Jewish.
As evidenced by Anne Frank, you couldn't pretend to not be Jewish.
Right.
They got her.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say having in the attic was privilege, right? Having an attic to hide in. Because, Native Americans on the Trail of Tears did not have attics.
Right.
I bet they would have loved an attic to hide in.
That's true.
So there's
a lot of things you can do with an attic.
Sure, you can, like what?
You can turn it into a spare bedroom.
It gets
it's
pretty
extra
hot.
storage.
I mean,
or you can hide yourself and your family there when a bunch of people are trying to kill you.
You think it probably smelled terrible? I'm just saying they didn't have a big bathroom, right?
They didn't have a big bathroom
in the attic. I imagine I probably have a pot to shit in.
Well,
I'm just thinking logistically, it's another level of
I'd assume they were allowed to use the bathroom. If you were hiding Jews in your attic, would you not let them use the bathroom?
But they didn't stay in the attic the whole time?
What?
They didn't stay in the attic the whole time?
But I assume sometimes they use the bathroom.
They would just come down and use the bathroom?
You almost seem offended by this.
Not offended. I mean, were they just roaming the house most of the time?
Well, I think they were mostly just living. I think the attic was a place that you probably tried to stay in there a lot. I think that mostly you retreated there.
Mm.
But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm underestimating it. I assume you could maybe come down and use the bathroom or get a ham sandwich.
A ham sandwich?
What?
They're Jewish.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, then something other than a ham sandwich.
Well, I don't
a
know.
soy ham sandwich.
I don't know how the Holocaust worked. I'm sorry. We're gonna move on
Okay.
before we get into real trouble.
Okay, one question before we
Yes.
move on from this.
Yes.
Do you think we should remake The Diary of Anne Frank and have it feature a black child
Have they not done this yet?
as Anne Frank?
Have they not done that yet?
I don't think so.
Just make a new cover and make it black. Yeah.
Maybe
of
there
course.
could be a black Anne Frank in the Consigliere.
Yeah. So this is the back cover of the Consigliere, like the blurb or whatever, the description. The Consigliere of the most powerful Consigliere in all the Mafia, and a black Anne Frank must join forces to what are we gonna do?
to
Stop white privilege.
stop white privilege.
Yeah, and
Take over the mob.
and bring back the Mafia.
Yeah.
Water me. So I was about to do a thing, but then I realized I was I sometimes confuse Anne Frank with Helen Keller
I feel like I used to do that too.
because there's a whole thing where she's like, what?
wait, what?
Wasn't there that
Look,
thing?
I used to confuse them just because they're two little girls in history, but you're specifically confusing her based on the water thing?
No, I was about to. No. I was about to do a thing where it was like, what meat? But I realized I was Helen Keller, not Anne Frank. What meat? That could be a scene in the movie. Maybe I should just have Helen Keller in this movie.
Yeah, maybe.
The most powerful consigliere in all the Mafia, and Helen Keller must join forces.
Black Helen Keller.
Black Helen Keller, yes. She's deaf, dumb, blind, and black in America. And then we can stop. We can fight racism together, using her water meat. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's great.
Look, we're moving on. We stumbled on some article that seemed very intriguing. It was just what was it? It was the title.
The title is "Why Do So Many Men Have No Real Friends?"
This is a real cell phone. Is it written by a man?
It's written by a man about a man. It seems to just be about this one guy who doesn't have friends, and it's getting expanded out to all men.
Yeah, I do have some friends.
Yeah, you famously have some friends.
Sure.
Yeah.
Famously.
Yeah.
Go on. So this is where does this article in?
It's in the Times, a London newspaper.
The Times of London.
Matt Dickens was choosing a best man for his wedding, but he realized he had nobody to ask. We need a conversation about why men don't have a mate they can talk to.
This feels like this has the feeling of a guy who realizes he's gay after on his wedding night or something.
Right.
Or a woman who realized she's pregnant as she's giving birth. Like a man and I realized I had no friends read some of this.
Look, Max Dickens is a nice bloke. It's so weird that they took a picture of him for this article.
Yeah, this is creepy. It's just him asking for people.
It's weird how much this guy wants his full identity out there.
I think this guy is just gay. No, I'm not trying to do a gay padding thing here, but
his friends are homophobic, his friends.
His friends are gay friends, and he's trying to hide to this woman that he's straight. And
oh, that would make sense.
Because otherwise, I mean, it's not a gay padding. It's the only thing that makes any sense. It's or that he's a serial killer.
Yeah.
Or or he's a I don't know, gay or a serial killer. It's gonna be a game show.
I don't have any friends because the moment I get close to them, I fucking eat them all.
You fucking or fuck and eat them all.
Fuck and eat them
wow.
all.
That's incredible.
Max Dickens is a nice bloke. He's chatty and outgoing and has decent manners. What he doesn't have, or at least didn't until recently, is
any genitalia whatsoever. He doesn't even have an anus. Sorry, go on.
What he doesn't have is any real friends. I didn't realize I was lonely, says Dickens, 34. But then in 2019, I wanted to propose to my girlfriend and found I had nobody to ask to be my best man. He went through his contacts and realized with a sinking feeling that he had lots of work colleagues and acquaintances, but like many other men, I no longer had any close male friends, and I thought, how did this happen?
Oh wait, no longer.
Yeah.
So he had friends. This is the thing. All right, so now he's just making. I used to have a joke about heroin. I got famously at West Cape, Maine, New Jersey, was like, you know, scorned off the stage, or what we're gonna call it. Get off. Because I told this joke about. Well, I started off with this joke about heroin addicts, and they said, and the punchline was like, you know, it was basically like, oh, like, you know, it sucks, you know, giving up your life for heroin, but like. I don't see, or like, you know, we shit on these people who are on heroin, but I don't see anyone else making new friends in their 30s. Which is, yeah, it's not amazing, but, you know, it's like I'm not doing, I didn't become a stand-up man. So, you know, like, don't, whatever. Point is, the idea of, like, finding new friends, sure. But, like, they made it seem like he had never had friends.
Right.
No, we've all, like I used to have a lot more friends, and you know what happened? I stopped being friends with them. Who gives a shit? You don't need to be friends forever. You're friends for a while and you stop. Who gives a fuck? It's like, why am I not friends with this guy Pete anymore? I don't give a shit. Like, whatever. We were friends. If I saw him now I'd be like, how you doing?
Right.
But like, we're gonna like fucking, we're gonna like, you know, eat tomato soup together once a year. Get, you know, fucking share blood. I'm gonna share moments with, like, who gives it? Whatever. Go on.
He's not the only one. A 2019 YouGov survey found that 1 in 5 men have no close friends. Twice the proportion for women.
1 in 5 men have no close friends? What do they...
I mean, I guess so. Unless...
I mean, of all the people answering YouGov surveys, maybe that's true.
That is probably
what kind of lonely
pool.
fuck or answers a YouGov? What is a YouGov survey, by the way? This is all British shit. They just sit around eating their fish and chips and like not having friends. They just who answers a survey? I've never answered a survey in my fucking life. I don't even answer like fucking like, you know, if a doctor asks me like, you know, how's your wife doing? I go, shut up. I would. When we get married and it happens, how's your wife doing? Shut your mouth, pig. You're in a coma.
But yeah, you're right. There's a tainted pool of people who answer surveys.
Of course there is. What's more of this article?
A similar poll by Movember Foundation. These are weird places.
Honestly, I pressured you into like buying this article.
Yeah.
From like, but I'm realizing we shouldn't be reading British articles. They're just, it's a world apart. But go ahead.
Wait, this is strange. Okay, this is strange.
Isn't Movember the thing? Is it Movember?
The one with the mustaches and about testicular cancer?
Yeah, of course they're gonna be lonely. They're doing mustache shit.
Yeah.
Go on, read this, please.
A similar poll by the Movember Foundation put it at 1 man in 3, and when close was defined as someone they could talk to about health or money worries. That rose to 1 in 2.
What?
Okay, I think the standards for close are a little.
Look, only 1 in 6 men had a man that they could fucking jerk off in a platonic way. Only 1 in 7 had a man who they could ask to cook water meat for them. Only 1 in 8 I would have a friend who were comfortable performing minor surgery on them. This doesn't make any sense.
Would you be this guy's best man?
I would fucking...
If he asked you?
I'd report him to like all the sex offender things. The sex offender, Megan's Law list, meganslaw.com, all the Megan's Law shit. I would just report. I would just look at him. Garbage creep. Doesn't deserve friends. Moving on. So Biden's in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
He's catching a lot of
MBS.
MBS. That's his name. Wait, is that MBS? Is it?
Well, it's Mohammed
bin
Salman. It's Mohammed bin Watermeat.
Why is this guy?
Al Saud.
Why is this guy naming himself after like mortgage-backed securities? It's like a Bond movie. Whatever. Oh, get it? Bond movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone should be killed.
Clever.
Very
British joke.
I don't have any friends. People are mad. I mean, first of all, I saw on Twitter people are upset because he wasn't greeted with a sword dance. Apparently, Trump was greeted with a dance of 100 swords.
I mean, isn't that something that the U.S. would nix maybe? Like, don't send your weirdo sword dancers to come at the president with swords.
They take the blades out. Don't you know anything?
Wait, so what? They're just like holding the butts of the swords?
No, I mean like the blades are not sharp. They do this all the time. You think they just allow the Saudi government?
A dull blade can still stab.
I mean, it could hit you. Dull blade can still stab.
Yeah.
No, I mean
you can stab with a dull blade.
What do you think stabbing is? Demonstrate stabbing to me.
Like when you go like.
All right, yeah. I guess you're right.
Yeah.
But they didn't do it for him. And then MBS gave him a fist bump. And people are very upset. But they're also upset that Biden's meeting with him at all because of Khashoggi.
Yeah, I don't know what people...
How long are we going to... I mean, look, are we going to start a war over Khashoggi or not? Because we talked about this not too long ago, right? The whole Khashoggi thing.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy was beaten and stabbed and chopped up into a bunch of pieces. But, you know, what are we supposed to do about it? not have Phil Mickelson on the tour? I mean, you know... I don't, whatever. I mean, also, speaking of Saudi Arabia, Phil Mickelson's getting a lot of attention on the tour this weekend, which we also talked, the gambling man, right?
Right.
Because he joined the Saudi thing, the Saudi live life tour, or whatever,
right.
Live golf.
What does he have to do for that? He just has to golf, right?
Just has to golf. He gets $200 million.
He doesn't have to...
suck off people? I don't think so.
What if he had to wear a burqa?
I don't think men wear burqas.
Yeah, but like just to like put a little insult on it, they made the American golfers wear burqas.
Who does? Does the Saudis?
But also it comes with more money. Yeah.
Oh, how much money? How much extra money would you envision I get to wear a burqa?
$100 million.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's gonna be hot, but I mean, it's $100 million.
Yeah.
Oh, you're that guy who wore a burqa once and made $100 million. Oh, fuck you. It's like. I would just pay to have that person beaten.
Fair enough.
Yeah. See how that works?
Yeah.
But so Biden, what is Biden doing there anyway? He's like fucking drooling and eating pudding cups.
Well, he's talking to MBS about, diplomacy stuff. I think he did bring up Khashoggi. I think he did say like, hey, I think you killed them. And then MBS was like, well, maybe I did.
Really?
And then, I think the idea is...
I'll be Biden and you be Khashoggi. You be MBS.
Okay. Hello, President Biden.
Hello. Welcome to America.
You're in Saudi Arabia, sir.
Right. I think you killed Corn Pop.
No, I killed Khashoggi.
Who's Khashoggi?
God damn it. You got me.
I didn't even know who you were talking about. You could have just moved on. My Biden was he's drooling. But he's a good man. He also was getting questions about Hunter Biden, who's also going, the questions are running wild that he was smoking crack with hookers.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the same? That's kind of like...
But it keeps amping up. There's more crack. There's more hookers. I don't know. I mean, do you think Joe Biden ever smoked crack with Hunter?
Look, I think... I don't know. I can't
You think
see
Joe
him.
Biden killed his own son, Bo? I mean, is that what you're getting at? That he accidentally, that him and Hunter smoked crack. Imagine if that was on the laptop, a video of Hunter and Joe smoking crack and then killing Bo in like a train robbery kind of thing, like it's gone wrong. Like they all right. So here's what I fantasize about. This is like the perfect MacGuffin.
Okay.
This is like what's in this case in Pulp Fiction, or what's in the case in Ronin. Right? So in my perfect world, the Hunter Biden laptop has a video of basically a GoPro kind of thing, like they're wearing. Maybe Bo's wearing it. And they're all getting together to rob a train together. The same train that Biden always talked about taking from Delaware to Washington. Remember that? That? Yeah,
sure.
The Estella or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're robbing the Estella train together. One last romp for the boys. And and Hunter and Joe were just smoking crack pipes together. And you see, and they offer to Bo, and Bo goes, no. He shakes his head. He's wearing the GoPro, and he shakes his head. And then they get so, what do you think, you're fucking better than us? And they start just fucking stabbing him. And then you see him falling. Like, well, you don't see him falling. The camera starts descending as he's being stabbed. And then as they pull the knife out of his chest, you see the knife coming out.
Yeah.
This is an amazing film that I'm envisioning.
Sure.
And then the last thing you see in the video is like Biden going, this is a fucking crack robbery. Crack pipes. And waving a gun around with a knife.
But even after being stabbed, Bo's still like, my last dying wish is that you run for president, Dad.
Is that the story?
That's a story Joe Biden made up.
Oh God! Just literally.
The story Joe Biden made up about his son's death was that his dying wish was that Joe Biden run for president.
Oh, imagine if Biden was actually the greatest villain. Because I now I'm pictured him. Now it's not well, maybe it still is like it's still a GoPro, and you see Biden just like after he's robbed and pillaged his train, and you see him murdering people in the background. He comes back into the foreground of his GoPro video, and he's like, "What's that, Bo? What's that, my little corn boy? You want me to be the president? That's your dying wish?" He's long dead. He's just screaming and starts spitting on his son.
He's puppeting his son's dead head.
He's just squeezing it together. Like he rips the GoPro off of his head at this point, and now he's holding it like this, and he's puppeting it. So now you can see Bo's face finally, and you realize, it's just Bo the whole time. And he's like, oh, and that's what we lost when Joe Biden became senile.
Yeah.
Buy a shotgun.
Buy a double barrel shotgun.
Yes. So these January 6 hearings, they keep coming. They keep on coming.
And they won't stop coming.
Look, I'm going to drink more Red Bull.
What's happening now? The Secret Service is involved now, right?
Look, now they didn't even get to the thing, because the big thing last week was that the big man, Bannon, was going to testify, right?
Yeah, Steve
And
Bannon.
they haven't even gotten to that. Now, a week has gone by, there's a new bombshell. And now the Secret Service is apparently involved. They made the assistant director of the Secret Service was made like deputy chief of staff. And that Pence, the vice president, wouldn't get in the car. And Biden had to pick his own security detail. I don't know if any of this is true. But the new narrative is that the Secret Service is basically like a corrupt Praetorian Guard of Roman era ilk. Like the Roman Empire. The Praetorian Guard turns on its defend your fallen king.
Yeah, I mean, this has been around about, this has been known about the Secret Service for a while, right? Like,
The coup d'etat boys?
Yeah, I mean, don't they just do drugs and buy whores with
This is a new
taxpayer
development
money?
because typically they just bang whores in Brazil and get venereal. The Secret Service has more venereal diseases than a venereal disease hospital. And
good one.
Thank you.
That's a lot of diseases.
And that they basically just fuck whores and kill the president.
Right.
No, but I actually watched a documentary once. It was on TV. It was because there's a lot of different conspiracy theories about what happened to Kennedy, but this one I watched was basically that the Secret Service got too drunk the night before, and they were just what's the word? Hungover. And they were the unit that was following the famous car on the Dealey Highway or whatever it was, the Dallas Expressway, whatever. They accidentally shot him. Or he was shot. Maybe he was shot by Oswald, but then in a panic they shot him in the back of the head, and that's why. So it was just a bad blunder.
Oh man, I could actually buy that.
Yeah. I mean, this guy made this guy
And
made a whole.
that's what's responsible for the whole like magic bullet thing.
Right, they just murked him like by accident.
Yeah, I mean that sounds so likely.
I mean, so like this is just a legacy of them.
Right.
I mean, Jackie Onassis, she was cute. Was she though?
Look, she by contemporary standards that are a little bit over perfected, maybe she was flawed looking, but
Kind of a gross pig, huh?
yeah, let me just pull up Jackie O. Yeah, like maybe some people would, I don't know. Look, she's cute.
She's no Mandy Moore. She looks like a wolf man. Anyway.
Well, look, presidential wives can't be too hot.
I mean, Jill Biden's pretty. Bring up Jill Biden. Dr. Jill Biden. Bring her up. Bring her up. Famously not the mother of Hunter. She's pretty smoking hot. She looks great.
Yeah, but she's old.
Jill Biden young. Type that in. Hopefully not too young. Oh, man. Look at her. She's not that great. Joe Biden looks like a creep. What do you think Joe Biden would be doing during the whole train robbery?
I don't know, just like a.
So in my fantasy,
what is she doing?
in my
Tell me.
fantasy, you don't see it. You don't see her pussy or nothing. But she pulls a pack of cigarettes out of fishes out of her pussy and starts smoking them. Just like a femme fatale.
That's what a femme fatale does in your mind. Just disgusting things with their pussies.
It's just like a pocket. What? I'm like a soft pack of cigarettes, not a hard pack.
I feel like a femme fatale is usually more like sophisticated and slick and like, one step ahead of you.
Oh.
It's like I don't think they're known for using their pussies as dirty pockets for their filthy cigarettes.
All right. Maybe she pulls a crack pipe out of her tits. Whatever. Is that femme fatale enough for you?
No.
Back to the Secret Service. What's going on with them?
What's going on with that? I guess they're accused of deleting all these text messages.
Right. Okay, that's what we're. Bring this up, please.
Okay, January 6th panel issue subpoena to Secret Service and hunt for text messages.
All right, so we're trying to figure out what they like. What text messages would they have sent? Like sausage emoji.
They said a lot of eggplants.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Well, that's the real sausage emoji.
No, that's an eggplant. What are you talking about? It's a real sausage. What do you mean?
What did you mean by sausage? You meant just like get some sausages.
No, it's a dick.
No, the eggplant is the dick.
All the time?
I thought.
All right.
Maybe the sausage can be the dick.
I thought
sometime.
eggplant had like a racial connotation to it, though.
Oh, really? Oh, does it?
Well, Italians, in those Italian movies, in those mafia films, they call them people.
Not everything revolves around the Italians and what they. Otherwise,
I don't.
Nothing would make sense.
I can't get involved in this. All right, we started off the episode with very dicey subjects, and we just keep prodding along with diciness.
Okay, so the House Committee investigating the attack on the United States Capitol issued a subpoena to the Secret Service late Friday, seeking text messages from January 5th and January 6th that were said to have been erased, as well as any after-action reports.
What?
In a statement, the committee's chairman, Representative Benny Thompson, Democrat of Mississippi, said the panel was seeking records from any and all divisions of the Secret Service pertaining or relating in any way to the events of January 6th. Okay, yeah, I don't know what they're actually saying.
So basically, the Secret Service was.
I know what they think is in the text messages.
Do you think the Secret Service was fucking Joe Biden?
Maybe.
Just having sex with
That'd be hot.
I mean, who cares? I just don't.
Is that one of the privileges of the First Lady?
Well, she wasn't even First Lady at the time. I don't know what this is. I'm getting kind of. I mean, honestly, I know. It's not like I don't believe it's a coup. I just don't care. There's too many. How many hearings do you need?
That's the thing. I kind of feel like I don't know, maybe it would, arguably, maybe it would be dishonest or something to do this, but I just feel like it would be good for the morale of the country if it was like a day and they just said like, look, you people didn't even get close to overturning the election. We killed one of you and we're glad we did.
Right.
Like, it's like, get lost.
Pig girl.
Yeah.
Dead pig girl.
Yeah, just going through the photos of that dead lady going like, look at this pig.
Look at this fucking animal. You think she thought she was going to take over America? Fucking America. We're the greatest country we're the best military in the world. You're going to take us over this fucking pig shit?
It wouldn't be the truth, maybe, but like, it's like Batman. Sometimes people deserve better than the truth.
Wait a minute.
Sometimes they deserve something to believe in.
You think Batman was part of January 6th? Imagine if Batman had been part of January 6th. Imagine if like he helped. Do you think everyone who was there on January 6th plus Batman gets it done? I think maybe it does.
Yeah. Definitely.
He just fucking, instead of that pig trying to get through that door, it's just him just diving through it with a batarang. And then he kills Mike Pence. I don't know what's supposed to happen. I mean, that should be a Batman story. Is that him getting hoodwinked into doing January 6th shit?
And then he has to go before the committee.
He has to go and drink piss. Batman just drinks a gallon of piss. Moving on. What else is going on in this world? Godfather and Frank. We're watching this show, Girls. This 15-year-old Showgirls for the first time. Well, you've seen it before.
Yeah, I saw it years ago, and you seemed curious about watching it.
Look, I heard it was fun. I've always found Lena Dunham kind of annoying.
Yeah, the whole world does.
Right, and I always intuitively understood that because she had that thing where she was like talking about the football player not wanting to fuck her as if it was like his fault that she was like a repugnant person.
Yeah.
So I never liked Lena Dunham. The show is better written than I thought it would be. But I hate it. I don't know why you don't. Because it's a show called Girls, and it's just the most repugnant characters I've ever seen in my life. I mean, how do you defend this? How do you defend? I mean, she's just showing her off her dumb body all the time, which is like not that fat or anything, but it just seems like. I think maybe it's the fact she's flaunting it.
From normal angles, at least back then, I think she's gained some weight since then. But
Sure.
like back then, it's like from normal angles, she doesn't look bad.
She does, but it shouldn't be that bad. But for some reason, it is.
But she's kind of compulsive about just like putting the camera up her asshole
because she thinks she's like guarding, like this is her guarding against criticism. Well, I've already taken shots at myself that were way worse. She even says in the show at one point, "You can't shit on me because I've already shit on myself." And like, bitch, we can. And then you got fucking nepotism girls. You got fucking David Mamet's daughter.
Oh yeah, David Mamet's
Brian
daughter.
Williams' daughter. You got that other fucking British girl who's repugnant. And just like the worst type of junkie. I mean, junkies are fine, but like she's just an awful person. I don't know. So I look, this is innate of nothing, but I had to bring it up. It's been on my mind. I had to talk about Girls. I mean, you have a defense because look, here's the thing. It's all these things. It's whatever, but then you call it Girls. Like it's like if you made a show about pedophiles and called it Boys.
You don't like how universal the title.
I don't like universal titles. I like specific titles, like the Consigliere. Helen Keller and the Consigliere.
No, that's fair. Look, it's I think it's supposed to be maybe about, I don't know, Arrested Development, kind of these entitled.
With Jason Bateman? The Jason Bateman show?
Yeah. But like, the concept.
Are they a shared universe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, it's the same universe.
Okay, so it's about bratty rich girls.
Right. Yeah, it's about entitled bratty rich girls.
Right.
I do think that some of like the hatred of it came from, I understand people just watching it and being like, what the fuck is this? Why am I seeing this fat girl's ass every 2 seconds and turning it off?
Right.
But like, I feel like some of the initial criticism of it came from women who were exactly like that.
Yes.
So I was always just kind of like, like you're just seeing yourself in this, and that's why you hate it.
It's a fair
But like, but no, I understand the visceral just disgust that some people feel when they watch it. That's fair.
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
Before we forget, we want to promote August 7th. I'm going to be doing a live podcast with Tim Dilling at the Hamptons, at the West Hampton Performing Arts Center, the West Hampton Pack, August 7th. You go to timdillingcomedy.com, you get tickets for that.
Is Lena Dunham going to be there?
I'm trying to get her there, and I'm going to tell her the rat daddy needs you. Rat daddy needs baby girl. Sorry, would you be upset if I called Lena Dunham the baby girl?
A little
Rat
bit.
daddy needs a baby girl.
I get it. Look,
And I feed her cheese. I baby bird some cheese into her.
look
What if you found me and I was just like chewing up like Limburg cheese and spitting it into Lena Dunham's pussy? I feel like that should be an episode of the show. Like that's something that could happen on Girls.
yeah.
You know, it's just like smut, just dirty, badly written smut.
Yeah.
So yeah. Is there any other topics? We're gonna talk about inflation on the Patreon.
Yeah.
We'll make it the inflation episode. What would you say to Khashoggi's widow?
I would say, look, I'm very sorry for your loss.
Look, don't be. No, hold on.
But you have to understand the profession that your husband was in.
Yes.
He was a rat.
Oh shit!
And-
Who are you working for?
So I was
I was about to explain to you that you had to like balance the diplomatic needs, but like, who are you working for in this scenario? You work for the Saudi government?
I just imagine coming up to her and I'm in a burqa, but nobody's actually told me I need to wear it. I'm just like, look, bitch.
Go on, look, I cut
Keep
you
your
off.
mouth shut.
No, go on with your original thing. I wanted to set the stage.
I'm wearing a burqa, but I'm also just wearing like a huge diamond chain over it.
All right, so like I'm Khashoggi's wife.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Mrs. Khashoggi. It's an honor to meet you.
Thank you.
I hear that you're very upset about your husband's death.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, obviously.
His tragic death, which was accidental.
Excuse me. He was cut up into pieces.
It was an overdose, right? He died of an
cut
overdose.
up into pieces.
He was doing a bunch of heroin.
No, he was brutally murdered by the Saudi government.
Well, you know, you
And
understood.
cut up into pieces.
You understood that your husband was a journalist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he
AKA a
was.
rat.
What?
AKA a little rat.
Oh,
bitch.
you say he was a rat because he was a journalist? or was he ratting on people?
His job was rat. His job title was rat. And
Please leave.
you can make a lot of money.
Why are you here?
If you just keep your fucking mouth shut, you can make a lot of money like me.
What? Well, first of all, who's paying you? Who are you? How much money do you have? Where did you get it? Who are you in this scenario?
I got a lot of money. Crown Prince Daddy gave me a lot of money, and he.
So you're just a squeak of the Crown Prince?
Yeah.
You're like, I mean, you're just a
And
fucking.
you could be too.
So like, in
Just
this,
forget your dead husband.
I'm trying to understand this crazy scenario you've built up. So you're just kind of this weird like hustler chick who hangs out with the Crown Prince.
Yeah.
And like does his like and foreboding like threats.
I'm his disruptor. He calls me his disruptor because I'm always I know all the women.
You know all the women?
Yeah.
You just met me.
And I just walk around telling him like if your husband was killed by the Crown Prince, keep your lips zipped.
What the fuck are you talking about? This is crazy.
You can make a lot of money.
How do you know? You didn't know any of the women. You can make a lot. So wait. So you disrupt him? Is he gonna pay? Is he gonna pay?
He's definitely not gonna pay you if you keep making noise.
Fair point. All right. This has been a crazy one. This has been, wild time. You got anything to promote?
Hey, go see the show.
August 7th, West Hampton Pack Performing Arts Center. Check it out.
And listen to the Patreon.
Look, you got
Maybe.
Patreon. It's great. People love it. You pay $5 a month to get an extra episode every week. You can sign up, patreon.com/RayCump. It's in the description. Yeah, so we'll see you soon if you're on the Patreon. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Have a great week.